Hello everybody. Thank you for selecting this video. I hope you will enjoy the subject that I have presented to you today. Typical clovers that store data from tables have mostly not more than one subscript, and which is the ID, and then the rest is just data and content. Clovers for indices are a little bit more complex, as you have an index name and then the piece you index, and the content is then the ID. These are not so dramatic, interesting globals to investigate. In the system area, and also for some objects, this can be a little bit more complex. And of course, in the system area, we have clovers that keep the whole setup of Iris with the namespaces, with databases, with features to persist them from every startup to the other. And though examining those clovers can be very boring if you have just a clover view in System Management Portal, as you get really overwhelmed by the number of entries, or on the other side, if these structures are used for more than just a single type, you have a collection of substructures, and if you want to examine them, this becomes rather complicated. And this is the point that I want to address with my new utility, which is approaching the global by subscript levels. So you can run over a global over the first subscript, of the first two subscripts, the more, depending what you need. And in addition, and this is a difference to the System Management Portal, you can also exclude the data. So you'll see the pure structure, but no data, which might be not so interesting. Then you can dig down and go deeper and deeper and see what is available. And for my example, I use the global %sys, which is very nice structures, and you will see it immediately. I start with the first level. So let's go here to rcc.inspect. Oops. Inspect. The global has a name. You can write it with the leading caret or not. That's easy to catch from the program. It's %sys. And then you can decide how many subscripts you want to see. If you say nothing, you just get the top level. That's not the real purpose. It's just a side effect. So I say, okay, I want to see one subscript. The default is to display the data as in Management Portal. But I want to switch it off, since what you see here are just nodes that really contain data. So there is no structural information, some really data containing nodes in the global. I don't want to see the data now. The start subscript. If you don't enter anything, you start at the beginning. The stop subscript is the first that is not displayed. If you want to see the whole structure, you just hit enter. And now you see in %sys you have various information about directories, about a neighboring ensemble, and so on. It's really a mixture, and every of these first level subscripts has a different substructure, because it's just a collection of information. You can say it's a large object, but in fact it's a one. And one of those interesting things is the journal. But first I wanted to show you what's the difference if I display the data. So I run it again with the name sys. I enter one subscript level and I take the data and I run all. Now you see you have here total different directory information, dates, error purge, whatever that means exactly, gblock copy information, version information, and so on. And, well, some things are a little strange structures, but in general this is more or less text information. And now I step into the journals. I go into my inspect. Go in there soon. Okay, now I want to see two subscript levels. No data. And my start component should be, it's not necessary to write it in full length. It's just sufficient to have a starting point. Since you step in there and by the next existing subscript you continue. And the stop subscript, next character after G is the K. So now you see within the journal you have directory information, current information, and so on. To play more of this, we run it with three subscript levels, and now you may estimate what the real advantage of the program is. Okay, we have a global name. Just be correct. Now I want to see 3. No content. That's not interesting. Not to break our display. And start subscript as before. Stop subscript here. And now you see there is another very large subscript here. The others don't have some deeper structured information, but purged journals has no top information on the second level, but just 3 subscript levels. And here you get the file information, and if you add the data, it's getting very large. But the point is, now you can see by this example, you see you can drill down. You get down just as you zoom in your Google Maps to get a little bit more information. You can do this here, and there are other structures like stored classes, stored programs, and so on. Why is this important? Sometimes, if you're chasing a bug, it's somewhere buried in the data, and by this small utility, it might be a little bit more easier. Well, not everyone has the the mood to work from command line. So this nice program has also a web interface. Now we are in the web interface. The input is the same as we had before. I start with my global person sys. I go for no subscript, just one subscript, no data, and want to see everything. And you see the output is the same that you have seen in the command line. The slight advantage is the old input is already here, so you have no recall. So, and now if we go to two levels and start with my journal, stop after, and click on show. You have this structure here. And now I do the same with data. And well, in browser it's a little bit more friendly. You can take it to pieces and can have the data displayed just in one row. Well, it's just a little bit more comfort, but in principle it's the same structure and the same functionality that we have seen also in the command line. Okay, this was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was interesting to you, and I hope you will see me again with my next video on this channel. Goodbye.